ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Bandai America giant-sized Godzilla 2004 and Kiryu 2002. Part of Wave 4 in 2007 and released alongside Godzilla 2000, Godzilla 1968, Destroya, and Hedorah, Bandai America introduced their first two 12-inch figures in their Godzilla line. The first two of four, actually, and they're pretty dang awesome. Bigger size, better paint, awesome details. These are easily two of Bandai America's best releases yet. Now, as you guys can see, these lads are pretty huge, and I gotta sit all the way back here just to get them both in frame, so we're going to be talking about these one at a time, so let's get to doing that. And since I like Kiryu more than Final Wars Goji, we'll be talking about Kiryu first. Little known fact, this is actually my only Godzilla against Mechagodzilla Kiryu figure. All the other ones that I have are from Godzilla Tokyo SOS, so hey, thanks Bandai America. Bandai America personally did Kiryu such justice. Just look at all of this magnificent detail they crammed into this. And one of my favorite parts about this figure is just how they did the paint for the tubes and wiring that are poking out. I love that they're not full-on just gray. There is some mixture of white and silver in there. And it really does give the wiring a whole lot of depth as well. Sure, it might be an unintentional mistake, but in all honesty, that might be a bit of a Jar Jar Binks moment, but honestly, it just looks a whole lot better than just one solid color. And you can see that the most in the thighs over here. It just looks so good. It looks like the wires and the tubing, they're like wrinkling, they're bunching up and everything. It just looks great. It really, really does. And you can even see that going on the side over here, on the thigh, on the waist, all of it. Even on the back of the thigh over here as well. Bandai America was straight killing it, dog. Such things are even present on the elbows and even the armpits. Honestly, it's so simple yet so effective. And I like that there is a big portion of that present even on the front of the waist over here, no matter the angle. Of course, it's not along this area over here because that is pretty thin, but just the fact that they even went to go as far and do all of this, oh, nothing but appreciation to you, Bandai America. And of course, it doesn't stop there because it's on the front of Kiryu's shins, both sides, and it's even on the back of his shins as well. See? Just look at that. Utterly magnificent. And as stated before, it will be on the back of the thighs as well. Both sides, bruh, both sides. Again, I know that it's a fairly basic technique that they used, but again, the payoff is just so fantastic. But enough about the wiring. Look at the yellow on these eyes and look at the red tear streaks over here. And overall, just the major silhouette of Kiryu is just, oh my God, Bandai America, killing it. Fantastic panel details, colors where they're supposed to be, a beautiful front-on shot with more red between the eyes over here, and both sides are just going to look fantastic. There's even some magnificent detail on the inside of the mouth as well, both on the roof of the mouth and on the bottom of the mouth as well. Major credit for the teeth, though. Oofa. When it comes to Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, I really do love the more rounded out features of Kiryu. Not saying that I dislike the more angular shapes of Godzilla Tokyo SOS Kiryu, but in this being my only 2002 Kiryu figure, I just find myself very much appreciative of it. Loving the detail on the fingers as well. They actually look like they could move. And I forgot to mention this before, but even the little tubing for the fingers is going to be painted, something that Bandai hasn't done in a long while. Actually, I'm not even sure if the original Bandai releases did that. I'm sure I have footage of it somewhere, and I could just go ahead and pick up the 8-inch Kiryu right now and just take a look, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, I did that, and they totally did it on the 8-inch Kiryu over here. Here you go, visual aid. Speaking of which, something that Bandai Japan did that Bandai America didn't do was paint the thrusters on Kiryu's back and paint all the wiring in between the different sections of the tail. An interesting development, yes. But anyway, continuing on with detail, love the detail on the dorsal fins back here. A little rough around the edges over here, but for the most part, it's looking pretty dang fresh. And even though the wires on the inner workings of the tail weren't painted, the detail is magnificent. Unpainted, yes, but still masterfully detailed. And I really do love that Bandai America went out of their way to include every single detail possible. Even when it comes to just simple panel lining and rivets, they did a magnificent job on Kiryu. Even going as far as including details on the back of his feet, and even on the bottom of his feet too, which also features more wiring tubing paint, which I didn't know about until just now. But yes, even the bottom of the tail over here is going to have magnificent detail. I really meant it when I said that these were two of Bandai America's best releases. Seriously, look at this thing. Not only is it huge, but it's got all the paint that it really needs, save for this. In fact, this thing looks so good that when Bandai Japan started releasing some of the Bandai America figures over there in Japan, Kiryu and Final Wars Goji essentially started the King of the Monsters series over there in Japan, or the Bandai King series. And I think that's really cool, and I miss King series releases. Bandai, where are they? Give them to me. But anyway, now that we're done talking about paint and detail for this lovely lug, let's take a look at Final Wars Goji. This might not be Bandai America's best sculpt ever, but the detail and the minimal paint used is magnificent. Yes. Beautiful and crisp orange eyes with black pupils, perfectly painted teeth, a magnificently red tongue. Look at how magnificently red that red tongue is, and look at that front-on shot. The dorsal fins are another area that I absolutely have to praise Bandai America for, because the detail in the paint is just so magnificently on point. Even as somebody who's not a fan of the movie or Godzilla's design from that particular movie, I'm impressed. And I do love that Bandai America took enough care to paint all of the major dorsal fins. Yeah, the paint does stop about midway through to the tip of the tail, but just look at this. Look at the beautiful brown spackle, and just the way the dorsal fins were shaped and how they kind of fade into a major gray and brown before they just take on the base color's appearance. Bandai America were absolutely killing it, man. And you best believe they look equally as amazing on the opposite side. I also really love that this outer row over here was hit with some paint as well. And just look at that detail, bro. Oh my god. Killing it, killing it, killing it. Did I mention that these figures were so lovingly donated to the channel by the oh-so-lovely and witty Space Tree Studios? I know I probably mentioned it in the video that came out before this one, or at least the video that I recorded before this one, but I just want to extend a loving thank you out to William. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. Because for whatever reason, New Jersey just doesn't get these. I used to see them all the time back when I wasn't interested in picking them up, and then when I finally became interested in picking them up, of course, just nowhere to be found. Anyway, thanks again, Will. Oh yeah, and I also just want to sing my praises for the skin, bumps, grooves, scales, and everything. I also just love the varying degree of detail that goes on here. You can obviously tell the skin that is on Godzilla's back and outer portion, and the scales that are on the underside of it all. I don't watch Final Wars that much, nor do I really care if this is accurate or not, but I do indeed just love that little detail. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the fingernails and toenails. I do like that there are more than one color. Much like the dorsal fins, we have a base color and then we have a couple more other colors in there that really help bring out a different look for them. With these, it looks like the base color might have been a dark yellow and then some brown was added to it. And I think it's a lot more visible and apparent on the toenails over here. Just beautiful. Even with that little splooch over there that's kind of mucking everything up, these just look awesome. Bandai America was out here outpainting Bandai Japan. At least by today's standards, of course. Oh yeah, one more little tick of information. These were the Playmates re-releases, I do believe. I'm not seeing anything on the bottom of the feet stating as such, and the boxes aren't saying such, but at the time that Will picked these up for me, it was around the time where Playmates was re-releasing this stuff, so yeah. But anyway, that's it for paint and detail. I'm going to be giving both of these lads 2 solid stars in terms of such. Now let's talk about articulation. Beginning with Kiryu, you can go all the way around at the head, although you are going to have to move this dorsal fin down here up and over to clear all of that. Both the arms can go all the way around like so, and you will be getting some movement at the torso over here, I'm pretty sure it can go all the way around, but I really don't want to push it. I mean, yeah, it would just come out of its little socket over here, but I just want to be careful with these things. And of course, the tail can move all the way around at Kiryu's butt, and it's only going to be in one portion. This seam over here is glued shut. And as per usual with another Mechagodzilla figure, there's going to be nothing at the legs. I don't know, man. If you ask me, I would say all the articulation that was given is totally deserving of a solid star. Now let's check out Final Wars Goji. Like Kiryu before him, you'll be able to go all the way around at the head. Since there is no articulation at the shoulders, we're going to be getting bicep rotation. They can go all the way around, but I don't want to scuff off any of the paint on the nails. Final Goji can go all the way around at the legs, but you're gonna have to finagle them around the arms like so. But yeah, you get the major gist of it, right? Now when it comes to Final Goji's tail, he can go all the way around at the base of the tail, he can go all the way around at the midsection of the tail, and he can go all the way around at the tip of the tail as well, which is actually a little loose. Safe to say, Final Goji is stacked on the articulation. 3 solid stars for both of these lovely large gents, and oh man, just talking about Bandai America again actually really makes me miss them. At the time of their release, they were so readily available. You can walk into any kind of toy store, hobby shop, or comic shop and find them just laying about. Sure, we do have Playmates nowadays, but with the whole shipping crisis that's going on, they're not exactly readily available, and when they are available, they most of the time just get scalped, which is what I imagine would be happening with these if Bandai America were still making them. Honestly, at this point, all I need is the Bandai America large-sized Final Wars Gigan, and then I'll have all of their large figures. Despite being released like 7 years afterwards, their last large figure was the Godzilla 2014 large-size figure. I kinda wish they made more of those. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I do so hope you all enjoyed. Patrons, thank you so much for becoming ShinRobjira patrons. I really do appreciate it. If you want to become a patron, visit social media, merge, blah, blah, blah. Links in the description below. Don't forget to check out my Hobby Link Japan affiliate link. Shop with ShinRobjira. And when next we meet, we'll be talking about someone rather large. It is Godzilla, and it's actually the largest Godzilla figure ever released and sold in stores. I'm pretty sure you can all guess who that'll be, but anyway, until next time, I'll see you all then and there. Have yourselves a lovely day, afternoon, and night. Take care, and live long and prosper, and that kind of stuff.